Sorry.
Thank you. App 47. Yes. Yeah, me, thankfully, I kind of took your advice and didn't go the social network route for Jim Casey, because I've seen people have their lives ruined from it. I think there were a couple divorces I can talk about through Facebook. But anyways, from an App 47 standpoint, we definitely use social media. We're not on Facebook per se, but we are definitely big in blogging. We have quite a following there. We're growing our Twitter following exponentially. We found it difficult to get to 100 followers, and then it was a little quicker to 200 and very quick to 300. So we're just building a following through Twitter, social media, that regard.
So you're not on Facebook?
No.
And is there anything else behind that decision, other than you guys feel like you're enterprise and you don't really need to be there?
I'd say that's the main reason. I mean, it's kind of a cluttered area at this point. We're very active in LinkedIn,
right,
which is more business oriented. So I'd say that's
okay.
accurate.
Good. Terry, are you taking advantage of Facebook with your marketing, or are you also taking a more enterprise approach?
Yeah, we haven't spent a lot of time. We do have a Facebook page, but it's really, we don't have an active campaign to get people to like it or anything like that.
Right.
In terms of what we're trying to do is, as related to Facebook is also one of the ways a lot of our customers use messaging. When you say out-of-band messaging, what we really want to get to is for any mobile app to be able to communicate with any mobile consumer. So today you can think of it as, hey, if I just want to use my phone and communicate one of your apps, there's really no way to do it. What our vision is, eventually there will be a central registry type stuff where I could say, hey, I want to communicate with this Facebook ID, which can then communicate with, with this iTunes ID, which then communicate with this phone number, and that there's ultimately they'll get to a point where there's some kind of interoperability between the message, how the messaging gets delivered. So Facebook to us, it's important in the sense that a lot of our app developers would say Facebook is one way to deliver a message. Email, it might be a way to deliver a message. Facebook chat, Skype may be another way to deliver. Over the top, push a notification may be another way to deliver. But at the end of the day, all of that has a safety net, which will make sure the message gets delivered, and that's actually through SMS.
Interesting. Park, are you as an enterprise? I mean, as an app development shop,
yeah.
Are you guys looking at Facebook as a marketing vehicle?
Just the APIs.
Okay.
We spend a lot of time on the Facebook APIs because every customer wants the integration with that and Twitter and stuff. So that is one thing that I'm trying to improve 2011 to 2012 is to be more, have our brand be more on the social networks. So I actually checked into Foursquare and Facebook as you were asking the question. So hopefully we're more social this year.
So customer acquisition, what I'm hearing, Jim, you're saying there's a few things I've heard. LinkedIn, Twitter, I think that's an interesting combination, but you're also talking about going out and being in front of the developers, in front of developer communities like this, hackathons, other things. Is there anything else that comes to mind relative to customer acquisition activities that help get opportunities in the funnel?
Yeah, absolutely. Search engine optimization has been big for us. Optimizing our website around keywords that developers and businesses are searching to find solutions to. How do they deploy their app? How do they manage their app? How do they analyze their app? We did some PPC programs as well, and we found, from as far as customer engagement and getting good, viable, qualified prospects, PPC wasn't paying off so much. So we focused more budget on SEO and just being top of the keyword ranking for our top keywords. And those adjust as we see prospects coming in and telling us what they were looking, what was the keyword that they were searching for, how did they end up finding us. So, one of the things we found recently is, as an example, an enterprise app store. That's one element of our product. We feel that if we can get more people to deploy an enterprise app store, it's going to make your app that's addressing a business need more visible. Right now, you put it in iTunes, there's I tried to go to Wikipedia today, but it was blacked out. But anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million apps there's a lot of noise there. So how do you get that app to come higher up? How do you position your business app to businesses? Well, if they have their own app stores that they're deploying to their workforce, now you have a target to go after and pitch your business app to them to put in their app store, not in the iTunes or the Android. So for us, that's just one element of our thing, and we just think it's kind of a gateway to get more people to have successful apps that they want to manage and analyze. So as an example, we'll find keywords that we want to get higher in the ranking that people might be searching for other things besides a mobile application management platform.
How many on the panel is SEO one of the highest priority items for you?
We have not done that, but that's one of our priority for 2012, which I would love to talk to Jim from App47. Well, some of the things that we do for marketing is we go to all the carrier developer conferences. Those have been proven pretty useful. AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, all the carrier-centric conferences for us are important.
That's great. So anywhere where the carriers are drawing in the enterprise developers. Jamie, you guys doing anything with SEO yet with Sponto?
No.
Is that on the radar at all?
So there's nobody searching for party detection platforms.
Right.
when you have a new category, it's actually the advice is like don't do it. Focus very little on the Google advertising. We're doing experiments right now with ad mobs. Because like what we're looking for is that ad that will actually take them to the download on the Android, right? So there's no step skipped in between. We had a lot of success when we were doing the university play, doing highly targeted Facebook advertising. But the problem with that is that would take them to the Facebook page and get a like. It was hard to get them to get to the download. So we're trying to skip out, pull out all the steps in between, and then use Facebook not as paid advertising, but using the API, like we would pay Barg to do if we could afford it.
So you're doing in-app, you're doing embedded advertising and on mobile.
On other people's apps.
On other people's apps
Yes.
to get to draw them in.
Yes.
And Barg, SEO.
Yeah, actually, this is. I think it's going to be huge for us this year. We want to invest into that. Once again, we didn't have time to do it. Last year, we did. Somebody asked me the question, "Why isn't your website mobile friendly?" So I was embarrassed enough and had to go back and redo that. So this year, so now we're mobile friendly. The next step is to just do the SEO, because we built a bunch of healthcare apps, and we want people to find us when they type in healthcare mobile apps or something like that. When we were like one of the few mobile developers back 3 years ago, when you type in DC mobile developers, we always popped up. But we need to do better jobs because the competition is doing better jobs. Yeah.
So if I have $10, just hypothetical, let's say I have a $100 marketing budget. That's just hypothetical. But how many of those dollars am I going to allocate towards search versus other marketing activities? Do you guys have what a percentage, what might look like from your standpoint?
We don't do any AdWords or anything, so
Yeah.
I would spend the $100 going to events like this and having fun.
So we spend all his budget having fun. My kind of guy. We'll talk afterwards.
Beer budget.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, we do. Yes, we need more beer budget.
Yeah, we literally would spend none of it on search, and we would spend it all either a little bit on Facebook, a lot on ad mobs right now, and a lot of event marketing. That works for us.
Cool. Terry?
We have not spent a lot of marketing dollars at all, primarily direct business development, primarily. But we do look to change that in 2012 because we see the market, especially in the developer community, is now come to a point where they expect self-serve, open pricing type of model.
Yeah.
So we see the direction, and we want to follow up and make sure that we show up.
Jim from App47.
$15 of it.
$15, 50% of your budget.
The good thing about SEO is that when you put the investment in up front, the cost goes down over time. So you invest in it, and then you can lower that cost over time and spend it on the beer and pizza here.
Nice.
And other events like that.
Amen. Amen. Well, let's open it up to the audience. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions relative to marketing, so we'll start here. Wayne.
So this is a question addressed to you all. In terms of communities of influence, for example, MoDev is a community of influence. What is, when you go out there and you just talk about, spending $15 on Facebook or Twitter, and it all comes down to the target audience. Who are you targeting? Is, are we the right people for enterprise conversations? Are we the right, or, is Facebook a better venue for that? What is your, initial return on investment on this? And, if you go to a conference, you spend $150 and $1,000 on a flight and a hotel. What do you expect to get out of it? What is the minimum thing that you want?
Well, from an influencer standpoint, absolutely, this is the right audience. From a target buyer, maybe not, maybe so. Maybe only one person in this audience has an internal mobile app that they need to manage. But I feel like we're just scratching the surface of that, and these influencers are going to be buyers potentially, or they're going to talk to the buyer within the organization. And what we're finding is when we call into a company, the titles vary from project manager to director of R&D. Very rarely can you find anybody with mobile in their title, or even app developer in their title, that's buying the services that we provide. But they're definitely influencing that. They're the ones that are trying it out to see if it works for their business. So I can't get to the direct cost correlation to deals, but it's absolutely worth the investment for us.
I got a very different answer. The influencers for us, interestingly, have been, I would say, number one is Google or Android. Number two is actually the venture capitalist community for us. If you go do if you do a presentation at Google Android, and people like what they see, the next thing you know is the VCs heard about it. The next thing you know is all their portfolio companies are contacting us. So that it's a huge influencer. Unfortunately, we don't have it here in DC. We're actually, as part of the Startup Virginia initiative, is trying to fix that. Is to kind of provide the bridge to some of these larger influencing corporations, to have them have a better connection with our startup community. And that works really well in Silicon Valley. Unfortunately, it's not present here.